It's nice.
Park is nice.
You forget.
You remember.
I don't know.
What's to know? There's a boat.
So early.
I suppose so, because there it is.
I wonder if it's cold out there.
There, here, it's like it is today. How is it today? Well, then that's how it is.
But the boat is moving.
So it's colder in relation to how fast the boat is going.
The water is colder than the land.
So it's cold in relation to the water.
So it's a different temperature on the boat than on the bench.
They probably got sweaters.
There's more than one in a boat.
Wait, did they come round again?
Wait, where did they go?
Well, over there behind the pier, but where could they go?
Not far. Oh, and it's an expensive boat.
Do they care?
No,
If they got the money for a boat, they can afford it.
it's not cheap.
No, I didn't say it was cheap.
Even a small
I
boat.
know it's not cheap.
Even a very small boat is expensive.
Many times, a small boat is even more expensive.
Ah.
Well, depending, on many factors. The size of the boat, and
Yes.
the engine.
Yes, the size of the engine.
Certainly.
The speed of the engine.
Many factors.
The speed of the boat.
That, and none of it's cheap. It's very intricate.
Cars.
Boats, cars, air travel, the military. It's never cheap.
Housing.
There's two of them in that boat.
In the same boat.
You know, how many boats did we see today?
That's what I'm asking.
One.
Oh no, another boat.
Okay, one, two.
Real clipper too.
Where?
Now look at her, will ya?
That?
Yeah. What else? Go, sister!
That?
Sure is shooting.
No, that is not a boat. That's a water pump.
That.
Yes.
That.
Yes.
The pump house.
Yes.
She's the water pump.
Yes.
Look at her float. Look at her. Just sit there. All year round.
All right, I'll give you that.
What a life.
Ducks.
Where?
Look, where I'm pointing right there.
Oh.
That is a sure sign of spring.
Autumn. Autumn too.
Huh.
You see them?
Yes.
They go south. I mean, they come back.
Oh.
They live.
Go.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Ducks like to go
Yeah?
where it's nice.
Huh?
At that time.
Of course.
And they're made so that they can just go. Something inside of them says, it's getting a little too cold or something. It's getting too
humans,
cold.
they don't
humans, they
like
don't
the
like cold. And there they go. Look,
there
there
they
they go.
go.
There they go. And the same when it's warm.
And they come back.
They've got a leader up there too. A lead duck. He's the one who starts it. He's the duck, but he stays with the whole pack. Many times he'll come, he'll go, he'll learn the route, and maybe he's a little bit more on the ball.
All this time there is another lead duck.
Of course, but he goes, he lives his life, and maybe finds a mate, and he
Yes.
waits. The lead duck, well, then who knows,
Or he dies.
One day, yes, he dies, he gets lost,
And our duck moves up.
he is now the new leader.
Mm-hmm.
It's he who guides them from one home to the next. They all know the way. Each of them has it in them to know when the time it is to move. But he'll be in charge until the
Yes.
just like the other one.
There's no shame in that.
Just like that previous duck.
It happened to him. It's going to happen to him.
Time comes to just step down.
He dies.
He dies. He leaves. He leaves something, and then another duck moves up.
And someday,
Yes.
someone will take his place.
Until
It's boring just to think about it.
the duck's life is not all hearts and flowers. He's got worries too. He's got I don't know, fleas, lice, diseases of the body, delusions. Could be wing problems, sexual difficulties, many things.
It's not an easy life.
Only the beginning. The duck is at the mercy of any elements in the vicinity, like sunspots or miscarriage, inappropriate changes in the weather.
Yes.
Hunters, blight, tornadoes or traps, any number of airplanes,
Small, vicious children.
chain stores, and of course, the blue heron.
The blue heron.
It's a hereditary enemy of the duck.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what they call symbiosis, I think. They both live to ensure the happiness of each other. The blue herons eat ducks, and the duck,
Yeah?
the duck, it's part of the bargain.
Is to be eaten by a heron?
It is. It is. Well, it slips me for the reason, but it's not as one-sided as it might appear. Nature has given the duck speed, endurance, the art of concealment. She's made the heron large, unwieldy, and blue to be able to spot it at a distance, you know? On the other hand, he has the benefit of size and occasionally camouflage, should he come up against something else that's blue.
And shaped like a bird.
Well, not always necessary. I mean, the battle between the two it's as old as time itself. It is. The ducks propagate, and the herons eat them, and the herons multiply, and they lose great numbers to exhaustion in this never-ending chase of the duck, each keeping the other in check, down through history until a bond of unspoken sort of friendship and respect and unites them all, even in the embrace of their death.
Okay, so why do they continue the fight?
Survival of the fittest. The never-ending struggle between heredity and their environment. The urge to combat. Old as the oceans. Instilled in each and every one of us, too. Who can say to what purpose?
Who?
We don't know. But this much we do know. As long as the duck exists, he will battle day and night, sick and well, with the heron. For so it is writ. And as long as the sky is made dark for the wing of this monster bird, the heron is going to feast on that duck.
Also, they got barnyard ducks.
Yeah, I know.
That they raise for Easter and Thanksgiving.
No, you're thinking of turkeys.
Yeah, also ducks.
They keep them in captivity?
Yeah, in the barnyard. They clip their wings.
Ugh.
Yeah. What? You can't put them on their honor.
Well, times have changed.
Vandalism. They fat them up. They feed them, the farmers, on a special mixture, corn and maybe oats, and they got special injections they give them to keep them happy.
And can they fly?
No.
All that wildness is gone.
Just walking around the farm all day, eating.
Are they allowed to mate?
This we do not know. Only a few farmers know this. The mating of the ducks is a private matter between the duck in question and his mate.
Yeah?
It is a thing which few white men have witnessed, and those who claim to have seen it strangely do not wish to speak.
There are things we're better off not knowing.
If you don't know, you never can be forced to tell.
Well, they don't have those beaks for nothing, right?
Too true. Everything has got a purpose.
True.
Every blessed thing
yes.
that lives has got a purpose.
Ducks.
Sweat glands.
Yeah.
We don't sweat for nothing, you know.
I know it.
Everything that lives must sweat.
It's all got a purpose.
It's all got a rhyme and a reason.
The purpose of sweat is, in itself, though, not really clear.
Yes.
But there it is.
A purpose and a reason.
Right.
Even those we at this time do not clearly understand.
Sure is shooting.
The yearly migration of the duck to mate and take a little rest.
Purpose.
Sweat.
Purpose.
There's nothing you could possibly name that doesn't have a purpose. Don't even bother to try. Don't waste your time.
Oh, I am in no hurry.
It's all got a purpose. The very fact that you are sitting here right now on this bench has got a purpose.
And so, by process of elimination, does this bench?
Now you're talking sense.
Darn tootin'.
The law of the universe is a law unto itself.
Yes.
Yeah. And woe be to the man who fools around.
No, you can't get away with nothing.
And if you could, it would have a purpose.
Yeah, well, nobody knows that better than me.
Well put. Don't mind if I do.
Oh, yeah.
The duck is not like us, you know.
How so?
The duck is an egg-bearing creature.
And we are not, I suppose?
Well, I didn't say that. The young of the duck at birth are already trained to do things most humans learn only much later. Swim, follow their mother.
Fly?
No, I don't believe they can fly until later in life.
Oh, but it is possible.
It's possible, but you're wrong.
As a matter of fact, I do remember reading somewhere that many small ducks do possess the ability to fly, even at birth.
I do think you are mistaken.
No. It could be, but no.
Yes, I believe you're sadly
No.
wrong.
Look, I wouldn't swear to this.
No.
I'd almost never swear, but I read that somewhere.
Yes, I'm fairly sure you're wrong on that point.
Some little-known group of ducks.
No, all my knowledge of nature tells me I must say no.
A very small group of ducks.
I cannot let that by.
But I think
It's
that
possible you misread the...
I possibly,
No, no, no.
but
I must still stick to my saying no. No.
Perhaps I misread it. Okay, but what a thing to be able to fly later in life.
Swimming ain't so bad either.
Well, no, but any fool who knows how to swim can swim. It takes a bird. It takes a duck to fly.
Insects also fly.
Yeah, but not in the same category.
Insects, birds and insects, and I could be
No,
wrong.
now
but-
you're wrong. Nothing else flies.
No,
Nobody was here. Did you know? I was reading something somewhere
Don't start.
about the stratosphere. The stratosphere, particularly the lower stratosphere, and it's becoming really messy with gook.
Huh?
Yeah, according to this weatherman.
Our stratosphere.
Well, everybody's stratosphere, because it's
Oh.
all really the same thing. You know,
Mhm.
as if dropping a petal into a pond, and then those ripples, you know, they spread out, but you know not where.
Yes?
So when you stick something up into the stratosphere,
Yes.
you've got the same problem.
What kind of gook?
Well, all kinds, I guess. Dirt.
Yes?
Gook.
No good.
Automotive
Yeah.
and cigarette smoke. It's all up there. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're finding out all these things about the world that we live in from our air.
Yes.
For in many ways, the air is more of a part of our world than we would like to admit. Think about it.
I will.
Well, planes, right? Planes that come up, they gotta wash them, right? They go up clean, and then they come down filthy.
Yes.
But the creatures, the ducks have no choice. The insects, the birds.
Gliders.
It's a shame. They should be shot.
Some of them are shot.
No, them, the ones responsible.
Uh,
Ducks, they're finding ducks with lung cancer. Ah, I was reading about this hunter in the forest, and he shot a bunch of ducks that were laying down.
yes?
And he missed. He missed, but as he was walking away, he heard this hacking. And he went back to investigate, and there were like 5 or 6 stunted ducks sitting in a clearing, just hacking their guts out.
No.
Yeah, coughing, and they were sneezing, like runny noses. And they would flap their wings and go maybe like 1, 2 flaps, and then they would just fall down, all coughing and hacking.
No, it's no good
And
for
he
you.
says instead of running off, they all just came up and huddled around his feet with these roomy, runny eyes and
Oh.
looking really pathetic. And he says he could not get that image out of his mind.
What?
Well, I feel silly saying it.
Tell me.
All right, the ducks looked like they were trying to bum a smoke.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
know.
I think someone is putting you on.
Very likely.
You aren't even supposed to smoke in a forest.
Well, go fight City Hall. Sure. What kind of a world is it that can't even keep its streets clean?
A self-destructive world.
You said it.
A cruel world.
A dirty world. You know, I'm getting old.
Well, nobody's getting any younger.
Almost makes a fella want to stop even trying.
Stop trying what?
You know, life's a lot simpler that many people would like us to believe it's not.
How so?
Take the duck.
All right.
Of what does his life consist?
Well, flying.
Yes, yes.
Eating.
Yes, yes.
Sleeping.
Yes.
Washing himself.
Yes.
Mating.
Yes.
And perhaps getting himself shot by some jerk in a red hat.
Or death.
I mean, should we include that as one of the activities of life, or...?
Well, you can't die in a vacuum.
That's true.
So, there we have it. The duck, too, is doomed to death.
As are we all.
But his life, prior to that point, is so much simpler. He's born. He learns his trade. He learns to fly. He flies. He eats. He finds a mate. He has young. Flies some more. He dies. A simple, straightforward, easy to handle life.
So, what's your point?
Well, look at
Okay.
on his deathbed.
Mm-hmm.
What does the duck say? If only he could speak.
He wants to live some more.
Right, but remorse, guilt, other bad feelings. No, I don't think so. No, I think the duck is in tune with nature.
He is a part of nature.
Yeah.
He is a duck.
Yes, but so is man a part of nature.
Speak for yourself.
I am speaking for myself.
Then speak to yourself.
Oh, well, who asked you to listen?
Who asked you to talk?
All right, don't get upset.
You upset me.
Yeah?
With your talk of nature and the duck and death, morbid, useless talk. It is a good thing to be perceptive, but you shouldn't let it get in the way.
That's actually the point that I've been trying to make. In many ways, nature is our window to the world.
Nature is the world.
Which shows you how easy it is to take a good idea and just glop it all up.
So who do you complain to?
Well, you happen to complain to me.
Do you mind?
I'm just glad I've got the time to listen.
A man needs a friend in his life.
In this or any other life.
You said it. Without a friend, life is not...
Worth living.
No, it's still worth living. I mean, what is worth living if not life? No. But life without a friend
It's lonely.
It
Yes,
sure is.
Yes.
You said it. It's good to have a friend.
It's good to be a friend.
It's good to have a friend to talk to.
It's good to talk to a friend.
To complain to a friend.
It's good to listen
It's good
to a friend.
to make life a little less full of pain.
I would try anything.
It's good.
For you, also for your friend, because it's good to help.
To help a friend in need
Right.
is the most that any man can want to do.
And you couldn't ask for more than that.
I wouldn't.
Good.
Being a loner in this world
That is not my bag of tea.
is no good. No man is an island to himself.
Or to anyone else.
You can't live alone forever. You can't live forever anyway.
Yeah.
But you can't live alone. Nothing that lives can live alone. Flowers. You never find just one flower. Trees, ducks.
Cactus.
Lives alone.
Well, you take the cactus in the waste. It stands alone as far as the eye can tell.
But there are other cacti.
Not in the immediate area, though, no.
What are you trying to say?
The cactus, unlike everything else that cannot live alone, thrives.
I don't want to hear it.
But no, this is true. This is true. Think. The
I
cactus.
don't want to hear it. If it's false, don't waste
No.
my time. And if it is true, I don't want to know.
This is a proven fact.
I can't hear you.
Even the duck, sometimes.
Nothing that lives can live alone. This one. I don't know.
So what?
You got a point. Sometimes I think the park is more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah. How
To
so?
come and you look at the lake and the trees and the animals and the sun. Just once in a while, traipse back
To your
back
apartment,
to,
yeah.
well, joyless, cold concrete apartment stuff, linoleum, imitation.
So you think the park is more real?
The park, yes.
Sitting on these benches.
Yeah.
Visiting some tame animals.
Taken from wildest captivity.
Watching that lake that seems more like a sewer.
At least it's water.
You want to drink it?
I drink it every day.
Yeah, after it's been cured and filtered.
A lake just the same. My inland sea.
Full of inland shite.
It's better than nothing.
Nothing is better than nothing.
Well, it's a close second.
Why does it hurt you to come to this park then?
I sit home. I can come to the park. At the park, the only place I have to go is home.
So better not to have a park?
I mean, I don't know.
Better not to have a zoo? We should, forget what a turtle even is?
Oh.
Our children should know the joy of watching animals, just behaving.
I don't know.
They should, stay home and know only guppies eating their own young?
Let him go to the country. Nature's playground. The country. The land that time forgot. Mallards in formation, individual barnyard noises, horses, rusty gates, an ancient tractor, hay, barley, mushrooms, rye, stuffed, full of abundance. Enough to feed the nations of the world.
Oh, well, we'll have them all over then. We don't get enough riffraff.
Enough to gorge the countless cows of South America.
Did you make that up?
Yes.
Then I would tip my hat to you, sir.
Thank you.
Feed. How did it go? Wait, what did you say?
Feed the many.
No.
No. Look, stuff the nameless. It'll come to me.
When you get it, would you let me know?
Yes.
Thanks.
At the zoo, they got ducks. They got, what do you call it? A mallard.
Yeah.
They got a mallard and what is it? A cantaloupe.
No, an antelope. You mean antelope?
Oh, right. No. It's not a cantaloupe, but it's like a cantaloupe.
An antelope?
No, antelope is like an elk. What I'm thinking is more like a duck.
Goose?
No, but it's what sounds like cantaloupe, but it isn't.
Sounds like cantaloupe, but it isn't.
Right.
I don't know.
Come on.
Canadian ducks?
No. Wait. Camagrantal, not Canadian ducks. No, I've seen them. The ones I mean, I've seen them in the zoo.
Ducks.
Yes.
Yes.
Ducks that I'm talking about. My God, I know what I mean. They're called. The only thing that comes up is Canta. Pantel, Pandal, Panda.
No, they don't got a panda. No, it's not. It's not a panda.
All right, I know it's Panna.
All right, they had a panda at the other zoo, but that one died. So
Yeah, Nana.
there were two of them actually. There were three. But they were all male. So when they died, I don't think any of them could have babies, of course.
Ranspan.
So the pandas,
Lo-
all of them died.
Lolopa, Lula.
Are you thinking of swans?
No, please. I know swans. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about ducks.
All right, I heard you.
Those
Those pandas, though, they were really something.
Yeah,
Giant pandas.
Yeah,
really big things.
I've seen them.
Well, not lately yet.
No.
Because they've been dead.
No, I know it.
From the Orient. Pandas from the Far East. That's all there is to see.
Mantelope.
Black and white.
Polypope.
Together.
The
giant panda.
Fauna.
You know the giant one is over 2 stories tall.
Rana.
That gets so expensive to feed it that they just have to put them to sleep. Here.
Oh. It's a crying shame.
Huh?
A crying, piss-laden shame. A blot on our time. Gook on the Scotian. Oil slicks from here to Africa.
What?
They don't allow no smoking on ocean liners anymore. One spark overboard and the whole ocean goes.
Yeah?
Oil-bearing ducks floating up dead on the beaches. Beaches closing. No place to swim. The surface of the sea is solid, dying wildlife. In Australia, they're finding fish. They're going blind from lack of sun. New scary species are developing. They eat nothing but dead birds.
Yeah?
Catfish.
Wow. I think that's something entirely different, though.
Nevermore. Thrushes. No more the duck, blue jays, cardinals, making the dead ocean their last home.
When I was young,
Floating up dead on the beaches.
around my house,
Around.
in the springtime, we used to have all these different little packets. But you know, the problem is we couldn't actually find the right place to put them, so we wound up putting all these things that we had into a junk drawer.
Oh. Okay.
You know, every season we tried to figure out in the springtime, what are we going to do with this junk drawer? It's like outside. You step into your yard and you're wondering, how can we clean up this mess?
We can't even burn leaves in the fall. We have to wrap them up in plastic. Next, we'll have to wrap each leaf individually in little envelopes for each leaf. It shouldn't contaminate us with the vapors. Little numbered packets.
Like those numbered packets. Like,
What?
you know, our lawn was,
What was your lawn?
No, I forget that, but
Can you imagine being the last man alive to have seen a blue heron? Or a wild buffalo?
no man can live in the path of a wild buffalo.
Alright, a regular buffalo then.
You know, they got them at the zoo.
Buffaloes?
Yeah, they got plenty of them.
But that's in captivity.
Well, I should hope so.
Well, in any case, you see my point.
Yes.
Well, that's the point I was trying to make.
You know, I remember reading somewhere.
Please.
All right.
I hurt your feelings.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I know.
There's no excuse for that.
It's all right.
What were you gonna say?
All right, I remember reading somewhere about the balance of nature
Yes?
being dependent on one of the, professional spectator sports.
You're full
No,
of-
no, for its continuation.
What made you think of that?
I'm not sure.
Some sport?
I don't know.
Nature?
Perhaps.
Do you remember which sport?
No. I wouldn't want to go on record as saying I remember, but
Oh.
it was one of the major league sports.
Alright, well, where did you read it?
I don't know. Probably Reader's Digest.
Read it.
Yeah. They found a use for cancer.
Knock wood.
It's about time though, because all the millions we spend on research, I mean, think about it, cigarettes.
Wildlife.
Nothing wrong with spending money on the wildlife though.
It's all take.
Yeah, well, nature gives it back many times over.
Yeah?
Like that blue heron at sunset.
They're all dead.
A whiff, a breeze from the lake,
Or hiding.
a flight of ducks.
The duck is, after all, only a bird.
But what a bird.
A pigeon, too, is a bird.
No, there's no comparison there.
What is the difference between a duck and a pigeon?
Basically, a lot of comparison.
Aside from that.
It's a difference of, I guess, self-respect. You can't argue with that.
I won't begin.
Wouldn't get you anywhere anyway.
Ha ha.
Big talk.
I'm ready to pack it up.
Yeah?
Yeah,
All right.
anytime you're ready.
I guess I'm ready.
Alright then.
You betcha. You betcha.
Red Rider.
Good.
Hey, what grown-up squabbling about birds?
Yeah, but you started it.
I beg to differ.
Well, go right ahead.
Alright, I do differ.
Well, that makes no difference. I was trying to hold an intelligent conversation, and then you suddenly came along.
And simply pointed out that you were turning something into a thing which it is not.
What do you think, then, is more noble than a duck?
Depends on the duck.
Is a pigeon more noble than a duck?
Are you saying that just because the duck is wild and has no rules?
No rules. No rules, but the sun and the moon. No rules, but the law of the seasons and when to go where at what specific time. No rules, but to find a mate, cleave into her until death does him part.
Is that true?
It surely is.
That I didn't know.
Well, learn from your mistakes.
I will.
No rules.
Alright.
One of the most rigid creatures.
I'm sorry.
Did you know that many human societies are modeled on those of our animal friends?
Pish.
I beg to differ about it.
Pish food.
The French, for example.
Are modeled on animals.
Historically, yes.
Where did you get that?
Some guide to France.
Oh, I don't believe it.
No, I got it somewhere. I can show it to you.
You do that.
I will.
Don't push me.
All right, don't push me.
All right.
I won't.
Whenever I think of wild flying things, I wonder
Yes.
if, in the city as we are,
Yes.
we may be,
Yes.
forget it,
Ducks.
ducks.
Ducks flying wild.
Wild over boundaries.
Okay, lakes and rivers.
Imaginary lines.
The equator.
Never minding, never stopping.
Stopping for no man.
High above unmanned terrain.
Barren.
Unexplored North Country.
Naked and strange.
Here and there, a mountie, but
Cold.
nowhere to rest.
Oh, what a life.
Sleeping on the fly.
Blown by storms.
You know, that is not a laughing matter.
What? Who's laughing?
Much wildlife is, I am about to tell you, killed each year in storms and similar. Things where they have a lot of wind.
Don't I know it?
Another countless danger for the duck.
Frost, too.
Hail.
Oh.
Can you imagine it?
Hail. Oh.
Pelting the poor creature,
Oh.
alone in the sky, many feet in the air. You can't go right. You can't go left.
Nowhere to go.
Hail all over, hitting him, pelting him, making ribbons of his wings, creaming him out of the sky.
It's the law of life.
That's what you say now,
Some must die so that others can live.
but they must die too.
So some must die so others can live a little bit longer, but that's implied.
And they die.
Of course they die so that others can live. It makes sense, but only if you think about it.
Oh,
Oh.
they stuff them.
Huh?
They stuff them. They shoot them and they stuff them.
Well, so long as they're dead.
Sawdust. And they tack them on the wall.
Also, they stuff them when you put them in the oven.
That too.
So yeah.
Yeah. But to kill for no reason, without rhyme or reason, to shoot them. What a waste.
Yes.
What a waste in the life of a duck to be shot and not even eaten.
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah.
Shot down like some animal.
Well, at least they shoot them while they're in the air.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? You can't just shoot them in the foot, so they gotta wait till they're up in the air. What?
Yeah?
Yeah. You know they've got hunting laws, different seasons. Didn't you ever hear of duck season?
Of course.
Well, duck season is when you can kill them legally.
And when is it?
When is duck season?
Yeah.
Spring, several weeks, I think, and maybe in the fall for several weeks too.
Whenever the duck is around?
No, it's.
Huh?
I think it's well.
No.
Yeah, I guess so.
They got this season, so the only time it's not legal to shoot them is when they ain't here.
Yeah.
They're no dummies.
Yeah, you're right.
Influence, strings.
And it ain't cheap to hunt ducks.
Are you kidding me?
No, you need like land.
You need a lot of land.
At least a mile of land, and you need
Guns.
well, only one gun.
And a spare.
I guess some ammo to put in the gun.
Telescope.
Those hats.
A bladder to call them.
Well, that's not always necessary.
but
no.
good to have in an emergency.
No.
A bag to put them in.
Big boots.
A raincoat.
A radio.
You gotta take lunch.
You need a lot of things.
A license?
And you also need luck.
Oh, yes.
It's easy to pick out a little wobbling duck for miles in a clear blue sky, though.
No.
It takes a lot of luck.
And practice.
Yeah, but you know what? Who's got the time?
Every day. A half hour anyway. Practice it.
That's when they separate the men from the boys. At that moment, there's no turning back. You are then committed. You're blatting around and searching the sky and crouching till your back hurts from dawn onwards.
Yes.
Lying on the cold earth, trying not to look like anything, and you're hoping, praying for that one duck.
A low flying duck.
That one chance to show what dreams are made of. Until off in the distance, beyond the horizon, you can hear it coming. There's that sound. Honking. Honking. Coming closer. Closer. Louder. You see? and there's a blur, and this blur becomes a speck. The speck gets bigger, and then it's a bigger speck, a big speck. And it's a dot, and the dot approaches, advances, honking at you, honking, getting louder, becoming clear and precise. You can just make it out, flapping, flying straight in a line to join its comrades. Frantic, lost, dangerous, and vicious. A duck. And on they come. You quietly raise from the ground one knee and two knees. You lift the gun. You put the gun on your shoulder and you point it at the duck, and then it's just you and the duck. You and the duck on the marsh. The duck just wants to go home, but you want to kill him for it. So you fire the gun. Fire! One. Again. Again. Your ears, they're ringing. Your eyes are covered in spots and you can't see. You're quivering. You gotta sit down. Your heart is just beating so fast.
Well, where's the duck?
Slowly. Slowly you lower yourself to the earth. And then your joints creak.
Where's the duck?
With the weight of your body, your shoulders ache from the pounding. And
Where's the duck?
the duck is dying.
Out in the marsh.
Out in the march.
Oh no.
In a flock of feathers and blood, full of bullets. And
Oh.
it's quiet, so as not to make a sound, but dying.
Living his last.
Dying.
Dying. Lying on the ground.
Dying.
Fluttering.
Dying.
Sobbing.
Dying.
Quietly bleeding.
Thinking.
Dying.
Dying. Dying.
But wait. This here. He summons his strength for one last time.
No.
Maybe he beats around and tries to make
No.
it back into the
No.
air. One last,
No.
just a flutter of
No.
a little,
No.
He's dead, isn't he? I knew it.
It's the law of life.
You know, for centuries prior to this time, man has watched birds
And I still watch them.
to obtain the secret of flight.
Ah. But wait, aren't we better off without it?
Yeah.
They'll go to their graves with it.
The ancient Greeks used to sit around all day looking at birds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They take a chair and go sit and look at them. Just watch them all day long and wonder.
I too would wonder. A crumbling civilization, and they're out in the park looking at birds.
These were the ancient Greeks, old men, incapable of working, of no use to their society, just used to watch the birds all day. First light to last light. First light, go watch birds. Last light, stop watching birds, go home. Swallows, falcons, forerunners of our modern birds, and the forerunners of our modern states, Greeks, birds, used to sit out all day long, sit on a bench and feed them. Give them a little bit of
Rice?
rice, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. History is not completely clear on that point, but we can imagine rice. For the sake of argument, rich, sleek birds of prey,
And, of course, fat old men.
watching each other, each with something to contribute, that the world might turn another day, a fitting end to some very noble creatures of the sky, and a lot of Greeks.